Backgammon is a game that can make you laugh and cry. This intriguing and absorbing game of risk management based on partial information. The skill comes in correctly analyzing that risk and managing the partial information. That is the challenge that millions of players around the world face, both live and online. This is a really interesting matchup between two imbalanced players. On your left, we've got a known world-class player, and on the right, we've got, let's say, an amateur recreational player. Hang on a minute, John, I'm not that bad. Okay, John, let's have a look at the objectives of this game. No, not you, John. You, John. Oh, thank you, John. Basic objective of the game is to move one's checkers around the board, and for orange, this is clockwise. For red, this is anti-clockwise. Trying to get all of your checkers into your home board and borne off into the checker tray. But during this journey, a conflict occurs where red checkers will come into conflict with orange checkers. A single checker can be hit and has to go back to the beginning and enter into the opponent's home board before any of the other checkers of that color can move. But once contact is broken, the game becomes a straight race where when you've got all your checkers into your home board, you are trying to bear them off into the checker tray. Whoever does that first wins the game. Right, are you ready, John? Start of the game, both players roll one die each. The player that rolls the higher of the two dice has to play that as his opening roll. On this occasion, John has rolled a 4, his opponent has rolled a 1, and he plays a 4-1. He brings one checker down from the midpoint, 13 to 8, and slots 6 to 5. This is the aggressive play with the 4-1 and is likely to complicate the game, which may well favor the stronger opponent. John perceives that he has an advantage now, so he wishes to play this game for 2 points. So he offers his opponent a double. He does this by removing the cube from the middle and offering it with the 2 face upwards on the field. John, on our right, then has a problem. 2 decisions. He can pass this for 1 point, in which case they will reset the checkers and start a fresh game, or he can accept it on 2. Let's see how it goes. Orange has rolled a hitting number here, a 4-1. He can hit this vulnerable blot, a blot being a checker on its own on a point. The hit here is mandatory. It doesn't really matter where he plays the 4, as long as he hits with the 1. Now here's an example of a double, a different type of double to the one we saw earlier. This is a rolled double with the dice that permits red to enter one checker on the ace point, hit on his own bar point, and bring one checker down to help control the outfield. This is a 1 in 36 joker, and a joker, of course, is when you roll one of your very, very best numbers. Well done, but you got lucky this time.
John, how long have you been playing backgammon?
Playing?
Yeah.
It's about 30 years now.
I haven't even been alive that long.
Well, there we go. So I was playing before you were born.
When did you start?
London, as a student, a penniless student with a flatmate. We had no other recreational activities. Just backgammon. No TV, no heating, no food, just backgammon.
Just a bare apartment with a backgammon board in the middle of it?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
How did you even afford the backgammon board?
It wasn't much of a board, to be honest. In fact, I think we had a checker missing. Anyway, in this particular situation, you're in a considerable gammon danger here.
Wait, what's a gammon?
It means you're going to lose a double game because I'm going to get all of my checkers off before you get any of your checkers off, and that pays double. 4 and a 1. That's a bad number. Now you're...
I don't fully understand how the gammon works.
Okay, if I get all of my checkers off before you have any of your checkers off, that's a gammon and you lose double. It could be worse.
So I'm not going to let that happen because I'm an excellent beginner. And I have beginner's luck.
I think that's not quite a gin save. This is fine. But technically, you can still get gammoned if you roll specifically a 2-1. As long as you roll anything other than a 2-1, you will save the gammon from this position.
Oh, because I'll be able to bear off one of them.
That's right. Only 2-1 doesn't get a checker off. Okay.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Give yourself another chance to roll a 2-1. Okay, you saved the gammon this time. That was a very lucky save.
Okay, wait, so then what's a backgammon? What's the difference?
Okay. If you still had a checker left in my home board like that, and I peeled all these off and I got to this situation, even if these were in here, and then I rolled, let's see what happens here. If I roll anything without an ace in it, and it's a backgammon. And that way you just lost triple.
And then I swear.
Because this checker is still in my home board. It can be in my home board or it can be on the bar.
That's what you call
on the bar, in the air, on the roof, bouncing, dancing, fanning.
I don't quite understand. So what's the point difference if you have a backgammon or a gammon?
Okay, normal game, you win the face value of the cube.
Okay.
You win double that face value for a gammon and triple that face value for a backgammon. The worst thing that can happen in any game is if you get backgammoned. Okay? If you get backgammoned on a big cube, like a 64 cube, you just lost 192 points.
You're going to have to go out and beat somebody up.
At $1,000 a point.
The ultimate skill games player on the planet at the moment is Great Dane Gus Hansen. John Clark caught up with him in London, the first stop on Season 2 of the WSOB.